Welcome, Sadiq.
Good morning.
Yo, Sadiq, you are now a co-host.
Thank you.
Barka da rana, ina gajiya.
All I have to do is just to stay put.
Yes. Also, if there are questions coming from the attendees, you can copy those questions with names and send to Ahmad Idris. In case I'm off. So basically, that's what I'm going to do. Copy questions with names. He's going to share. A Google Documents. So we are expected to be pasting those questions on the Google Documents. He doesn't want to be shared directly to him. So I'm even waiting for him to send the link in a Google Document in the sending.
It's all right. It's okay, man.
So hopefully
in that case, maybe I need my computer close by.
You need what? Na'am, barka da shigowa.
Barka ka dai. So I'm still in the clinic. I'm hoping internet will be good enough.
Okay.
Haka dai it seems like yanayi ko?
Yanayi.
Ana lagging.
No, ba kya lagging.
Bari ka video na gani. Dan ina clinic yanzu kan na tashi na tafi mota ma wani how many minutes ne maybe na dan yi latti.
Kuma sound din is fine.
It's fine? Okay.
Yes, so. Fine. Yeah. Sadiq, you were saying?
No, let's say maybe I need my computer close by. Tunda naga kamar za a yi multitasking abubuwa.
Yes. I
don't want to be off when phone dinner and then miss out something. So
okay.
If I have a computer close by, I can just be using the phone and then the questions from Abana.
Yes, so that would be better. Akwai kuma YouTube live because probably room din might be full before room din might be full. So some people will be redirected to watch their YouTube live.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm trying kai kar. Malam Sadiq.
Na gajiya. Alhamdulillah.
Lafiya lau, alhamdulillah. Wai ba na son background din clinic in ya fito da yawa ne.
No, but idan kika zauna a nan haske yayi yawa su ba za a ganki ba.
But haka fa?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay, so that means I have to hold it. Now I'm trying to.
So dai akwai haske din. So
but it's not bad. Yeah, I'm backing the light, right? But kuma bayan na juya kujeran, it's all like gadon examining patients, the screen, that's why it's not the most inviting background. So I think we'll just manage with kaga, like, you know, that's the other side. I'm actually sitting in the clinic. I think we'll just manage. It's clear enough, I think. Just sit. I think it's not bad. No?
Yeah, it's okay.
So na samu Mahmoud zai yi closing remarks din.
Okay.
But in case he's not available, mun yi magana da Saliu. Zaka riga muting people as suna joining. Ko zaka sa mute all. Ka sa mute all kawai.
Bari na sa mute all.
Ka sa mute all, duk wanda ya shigo da kanshi sai yawa kamar ni Ahmad mun shigo sai mu unmute kan. Ko kai muting da mu. Because mutane na shigo ana fita and there's noise. So Saliu is on the standby in case Mahmoud is unavailable. Don't worry, he has another meeting, Shima, 12 to 12:30. Wow, but he will join before the end. Okay. To give the closing remarks. But I've spoken to both of them. So in Ahmed Idris, so he will introduce, okay, we'll have closing remarks by one of our hub alumni, the person of Mahmoud Salisu. Okay. Who was instrumental in organizing this, something like that. If a few seconds, Mahmoud, hello, Mahmoud, are you with us? If he's not, then okay, in his place, we'll have the founding curator.
Founding curator, fine.
Yes.
Fine. Yes. It's great. So we are not broadcasting yet, but
okay.
Yes, but we are on YouTube live.
Okay.
So hopefully
meet the leader ma da muka yi waye da waye ne muka taɓa banda Malam Kabir Yusuf mun yi Sarki ko previously mun yi NBA president ko
NBA president, yes.
Okay.
Mun yi Malam Ibrahim Shekarau.
Okay.
Malam Ibrahim Shekarau.
Okay. All right. So I'm here. The Adam, I wanted to test the internet and then chicken buildings in yadda ka san wani buildings in covert operation ko kaurin ginin da sai kaga network is bad.
Yes,
like,
yes.
Kai stepping out, shi yasa in zan yi abu sometimes na kan zauna akwai a parking lot. In kai stepping out sai kaga yana yi. When ka shigo buildings din sai kaga.
Amma akwai
this is okay. This is very okay.
Akwai wannan ya sunan shi rooms ne on top?
Babu.
Kai
lalle. Wala ban san me yasa.
So probably ko asbestos ne.
Probably. Actually, asbestos ne, I think. The ana renovation, some of them ana cire asbestos. So that explains it.
Yes.
But so far, this has been reliable. So very much. I'm using my phone, so I can do not disturb.
Okay.
Yeah. Mama dai wannan din ne ai opening remarks din ne. Afterwards, Koda yayi fluctuating. I'm just on the panel. I can switch off the video. Koda yayi fluctuating.
Okay. Ahmad Idris be sending Google Documents link number. No question.
In Kirashi. Let me call him. He's supposed to have joined by now.
Bana so ne destabilizing maybe routine inside.
Ka gane irin wannan.
Yes. So I was just hoping idan ma bai yi ba I can easily set it up and send to him. We only have 15. Yes, I have it already.
In case, yawa.
I have it already. So.
Okay.
Let me make you co-host as well.
Wani? Okay.
Let me just try as much as possible to have a lot of co-hosts.
Okay. But then I'm next to clueless as to what to do. If you
no problem. Just in case my network goes off, akwai kaman backup na hosting. Sadiq is a co-host. Nabila tana ta shigo.
Yeah, yana shigo after. So probably network enter. Now one day it looks like it's fine. Allah sa yayi.
I'm expecting hub members that see joining on time.
Wishful thinking.
But really, none of them is here.
Can you put a reminder account group on?
Now I send a reminder.
Okay.
But let me just say we have 5 minutes, 15 minutes. Oga Walid, barka da zuwa.
Manya ne a gari.
Hello?
Ogasa. Barka da zuwa.
Barka, ina gajiya.
Lafiya lau, ana lafiya.
Lafiya,
You're highly welcome.
Thank you very much. Ashe tenor in ke expiring ne, aka kin dade ba tafi ba kure to.
Wallahi kwanaki kaɗan ya rage sati guda ne ma. Na kusa tafiya. Kun gaji da ni, na kusa tafiya.
Gaskiya muna son sababbin fuskoki.
Ka yi imagine.
Amma na ga kin yi freezing.
Na yi freezing anya dai? Ban yi freezing ba. Oga Muri.
Na?
Da mun ce za mu yi hand over this Sunday. Amma za ka fara ACM. Zai yiwu?
Gaskiya ba zai yiwu ba.
So we'll make it the first Sunday of July, but then we'll let people know. But you see, I started officially from 1st July. Gaskiya kai milki ina da kyau ga muri. Dan Ahmad Allah ya rika yi mu hadu.
Wallahi wannan June din.
Sai a hankali ni wana.
Sai a hankali wallahi. Akwai wannan ban san yama sunan shi reset. I don't know whether you've joined it. It's starting today. Wannan dialogue series in a reset.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so it's starting today and then kuma ACM tomorrow.
Wai Murtala kai ne curator?
Mana.
Wai bana ba za a je ACM ba?
Ba za a je ba fa virtual ACM.
Wallahi ku wata. Murtala ya haka?
Wallahi.
Kai ba so haka ba. Ai na so ka je ka ci gaba da abin da ka faro a Kenya nan Nairobi ne ko nan.
Murtala ga Hafiz wai he's trying to join but as a panelist, link and panelist yake da. So maybe if he joins you just promote him ko kuma ya.
He can't join because I'm not broadcasting.
Okay, but yanzu yayi register wancan link then it's going to be too late to send him.
No, I've already sent him an email as a panelist. BJ email ɗinsa ba.
Okay, barin ce mishi. Barin gaya mishi.
Na ga an sa live on YouTube. Yana streaming ne a YouTube?
Yana streaming a YouTube.
Okay, that's good. Wannan gwamnati ta kawo ga curator. Komai virtual za mu dinga yi kenan.
Da alama dai waga. Ga ACM virtual. Komai virtual kaga.
Amma ya kamata 'yan kuɗin da suke turowa su turo muku wallahi da ba za ku je ba.
Ai sun ce problem ɗin da ya faru don because ana ta cewar ya kamata ko maybe first month of next year 2020 ne 2021 a rescheduling. So masu funding ɗinsu gaba ɗaya they're diverting all their funds and whatever to fighting COVID. Yes.
Okay, na gane.
So that's the one of the...
Idan attraction ɗin dama ACM ne yasa kai joining kaga shikenan sai ka resign.
Shikenan sai ka resign tun yanzu ba.
Wallahi.
So in fact abin da ma Wadiya ya faɗa kenan because a lot of curators were so angry over it. Wadiya yake cewa we join Global Shapers or we become curators not because of ACM or attending events, but to create an impact in your communities. So attending ACM is not the major spotlight of
to ai Oga Muri guest din namu bai joining ba bari in kira PA din shi.
Okay.
Time yayi ne?
No, saura like 9 minutes. Saura 9 minutes. I think we should by now we expect him to be here.
Assalamu alaikum. Actually, I was on mute since I was just doing salama to myself.
Okay.
Amma kowa ya san yadda abin yake, kowa zai muting nashi in mutum na magana and all that.
Yes, of course.
So I'll also try and mute everyone, ma.
Yeah, okay. Muting so that as people are joining in, kafin su muting kansu.
So
dan mutum ya kuka tsara abin, shi moderator shi zai dinga tambayar questions ko akwai dama za a bude floor kowa ya tambaya.
A floor mutane har su typing ne, shi zai tambaya.
Okay, za a yi typing. Okay.
Yeah, they can type in questions also. Alaikum assalam, Mr. Hafiz.
Ranki daidai.
Sannu field worker, sanda zuwa.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone.
Alaikum assalam.
Doctor.
Na'am.
Alaikum salam. Wallahi lafiya lau, doctor, ya gari ya aiki.
Lafiya lau. Okay, we have the na ce honorable here with us. Sanda zuwa. Malam Barak, hello. He's connecting to audio.
I think he's still connecting, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Hello, Mubarak, you're welcome. Hello.
Thank you, Doctor. I muted myself.
Oh, okay, good. So now we're just waiting for Oga DG, a few more attendees, and we start at 12 sharp, inshallah.
Okay. I've also talked to him. He said he has already confirmed his logging in.
Okay, good. So we'll just wait for him.
Okay, thank you.
So we've not started broadcasting. We're waiting for the panelists to arrive before we broadcast.
Okay, that makes sense.
We are also live on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm on YouTube actually. Say, Oga, it's your YouTube, huh?
It's my YouTube because I don't have login details now. Shapers can know YouTube because I tried to set it up but I couldn't.
Whatever.
Can we know what is the name of the channel you are broadcasting now?
Let me send a link to the channel. To the chat. Just check the chat box. Also, at the top left corner, you see live on YouTube. So you can click the drop down. You see copy streaming link. Can you see that?
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
So you can copy streaming link from there.
Okay.
Yes. So for our attendees, when the room is full, when they're trying to join, and maybe probably the room is full by then, they will get a notification that this room is full, but they can watch live on YouTube. So also the questions that will be posted from the YouTube, I will be curating them and I will be sending to the moderator, inshallah. Moderator, you've not sent me the Google documents.
I did. Check your email. I shared it with you to your email.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, if you want, let me see if I can send it to the link. But preferably, just log in there.
Right. Yeah, got it.
All right, cool.
So I'm also sharing with Sadiq Farouk. He's our backup co-host.
All right, makes sense.
I'm also going to make Mubarak Umar co-host as well. Just for backup in case you have issues.
Doctor, I thought, okay. It doesn't matter.
So if the questions are coming from YouTube Live, I will mention YouTube Live, then the name of the attendee, and then the question.
Okay, makes sense. Okay. Hello everyone. Can anybody hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
We are not broadcasting yet.
Okay, please let me know as soon as you start broadcasting so that I can go ahead.
Yes. So. Welcome, DG sir. Can you please unmute yourself so we can have a sound check?
I think the DG is offline.
No, it's still online.
Okay,
It's still online.
Murtala, can you kindly repeat hello, Murtala?
Yes.
Perhaps the DG didn't hear you clearly. You could just repeat what you said.
Okay. Let me try. Sir, can you please unmute yourself? Would like to have a sound check.
Welcome. You're highly welcome, Mr. DG, sir. Could you just unmute yourself for a minute? We want to do a sound check. Thank you.
Okay, if the DG can hear me and everyone else can hear me, I guess I should just go ahead and start.
So,
Murtala, let's do another round of sound check, please, so that we can go ahead and start.
Okay. Madam Curator, sound check, please.
Okay, testing with you guys. Clear?
Yes, clear. Oga Mahmoud,
Okay,
sound check, please. Oga Mahmoud Salisu, sound check. Oh. Oga FC, sound and video check, please.
The DG saying that when are we starting?
Yeah, I saw the DG's comment. I think you just go ahead and respond to DG. My son is clear. My video will come up shortly.
Okay, sir. So if the DJ is ready, sir, he can please unmute himself and show his video so we can start broadcasting and open the room for the attendees to join. Thank you.
We don't have the video yet. Oh. So we can't hear you and we can't see your video. So let's start. Probably he's waiting for us to start before he puts it on. So let's.
I'm going to start broadcasting now so that attendees can also join in. Thank you. Ahmad, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us for the Meet the Leader session between the Global Shapers Community.
Sound check.
Yeah, yes, we can hear you, sir.
Murtala, can you hear me?
Okay, I think this is Mahmoud. I can hear you, Mahmoud.
Murtala, can you hear me?
All right. Thank you, everyone.
Sound check.
Can
you hear me?
Mahmoud, we can hear you.
I think you should continue, Mala Ahmed. Just go ahead.
Hello? Hello? Can you hear me? Hello.
Yes, sir, we can hear you now. We just don't have your video yet.
Hello. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you. I think we lost the DG. He seems to have dropped off. We sincerely apologize for that. We'll just need to give him a few minutes to log back in. So we're all welcome, and we apologize for the slight technical glitch. We're waiting for our honorable guest to rejoin. We lost him a few seconds ago.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now. Okay, welcome back.
Yeah, okay. He's calling me now. Let me pick. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, we have his video now, but we don't have his audio. Sir, you're welcome. We lost you a few seconds ago.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So loud and clear. Thank you. You're welcome.
Audio is welcome.
Okay, good. So I think we can start. Welcome, sir.
All right, thank you. So what is the procedure?
Okay, so thank you everyone once again for joining us for the Meet the Leader session between the Global Shapers community and the Director General of National Information Technology Development Agency, NITDA. My name is Ahmed Idris. I'm with the Global Shapers community, Kano, and I'll be moderating today's session. Murtala, are the participants on?
Yes, we are live, sir.
Okay, thank you. So to the participants, while participating in the webinar, please keep in mind that you are on mute, but you can ask questions at any time of the day in the chat area on your control panel. So this whole presentation or webinar will be recorded. You'll receive a follow-up email with information on how you can access the recording. So before we proceed, I would like to introduce Malam Kashifu Ino Abdullahi, the Director General. So Malam Kashifu Inwa is a graduate of computer science from Tafawa Balewa University. He is the first Cisco certified Internetwork expert CCIE in Nigeria's public sector. He is a certified project manager and solutions architect who has attended various leadership and management courses at Ivy League universities, including Harvard University in the US, University of Cambridge in the UK, and the IMD Business School in Switzerland. Malam Kashifu Inwa is a Massachusetts Institute of Technology, that's MIT Sloan Crane Strategy, with over 15 years experience in IT, operations, business transformations, and solutions architecture. He has worked both in the private and public sector. He has many other certifications in networking, telecommunications, service management, and solutions design. He has previously worked with Galaxy Backbone and the Central Bank of Nigeria in various capacities. In 2017, he joined NITDA as where he executed a strategy that directly increased the ICT contribution to national GDP with over 13% in the second quarter of 2018. He also coordinated local content initiative that has increased the ICT's production by over 200% in 2017. His contributions has won the agency a lot of several awards. He was appointed the DG, that's Director General of NITDA in August 2019. The Director General, sir, thank you for accepting our invites, and good afternoon.
Good afternoon, thank you, and it is a pleasure to be with you.
We also have with... Please go ahead, sir.
No, go ahead.
Okay, we also have with us the curator of the Global Shapers Community, Kano, in the person of Dr. Rukayya Nasib. She's going to give us a welcome address and tell us what the Global Shapers Community is all about. Madam Curator, over to you, please.
Okay. Thank you very much, Ahmed, and thank you, Mr. DG, sir, for gracing us with your presence. I welcome everyone to this much anticipated Meet the Leader session with the Director General of the Nigerian IT Development Agency. I welcome hub members from the Kano Hub of the Global Shapers community, global shapers from across the country, our tech partners who have graced this occasion. I welcome all the techpreneurs, tech enthusiasts, business persons, academics, all quite a mix of audience we have here, and I'm looking forward to have an insightful session. But who is the Global Shapers community? So the Global Shapers community is a non-governmental organization founded by the World Economic Forum in a bid to amplify the voices of youth. We are a group of young people, mostly in their 20s to at most early 30s, who drive change through dialogue and action. Global Shapers are exceptional in their potential and achievements and have often proven themselves worthy in their fields of endeavor. And there are over 400 hubs across 154 countries across the world. Kano is one of 7 hubs in Nigeria, alongside Abuja, Uyo, Lagos, and others. And we have members of these hubs ranging across many different professional backgrounds. We have doctors, we have lawyers, we have tech persons. Our moderator is one of them. We have journalists, entrepreneurs, a diverse group of individuals who have come together to develop themselves, but also to develop the community in which we live. To this vein, the Hub has executed quite a number of projects around Kano that have contributed to its development, ranging from our annual blood donation drive, which is done in partnership with the teaching hospital and has so far contributed to saving over 1,500 lives since its inception. We have projects around relief and skills acquisition for internally displaced persons. We have fashion entrepreneurship projects, which we do for secondary school graduates. We have our guidance and counseling session, and our more tech related projects include a high-end solar-powered borehole that we were able to build in partnership with NATV Foundation. But most recently, in our effort to help bridge the digital divide and ensure digital equity and increase digital literacy, starting from Kano, but hopefully across the country, we launched our Global Shapers STEAM internship program, which is a 3-month-long internship training for Nigerian graduates around digital skills ranging from basic Microsoft and Google packages all the way to digital marketing and software development. This we did in partnership with SteamLedge Limited, a ed tech company domiciled here in Kano, but with branches across the country. So the Meet the Leader session is something we do in a bid to improve our own capacity by interacting with illustrious individuals like yourself, sir, who have proven themselves in their fields of endeavor and have a lot for young people like us to learn from both their personal and professional stories. So I welcome you all to this session once more. I thank you for joining. And I believe that it's going to be insightful, and we're all going to leave here having learned a lot more about NITDA and the DG, but also about how to improve ourselves as the upcoming leaders. Thank you. Back to you, Ahmed.
Thank you, Madam Curator, for that beautiful welcome address and introduction about the global speakers community, Kano Hub, and all the amazing projects we've been doing to shape and impact lives. I'll now call on our leader and guest of the day, Director General, National Information Technology Development Agency. Sir, before I ask any question, I would like you to share your thoughts on the theme of our discussion today. The floor is yours, DG, sir.
All right, thank you very much. May peace, mercy, and blessings be upon you all. And thank you once again for giving me the opportunity to present you or to share with you my views on this important topic: education, employment, and technology in Nigeria, gaps and opportunities in post-COVID-19 pandemic. First and foremost, let me start with refreshing your memory on some keywords in the topic: education. When you talk about education, it's a formal process that gives you a knowledge about the world around you and how to make it better, a better place. It helps you get a decent job and make an informed decision in your life. Then knowledge. Knowledge is the experience you get while passing through the education process. And skills. Skills is your ability to apply your knowledge in a specific situation, while technology is a tool that can help you to apply your knowledge effectively and perform your job efficiently. Then when you talk about employment, there are employed and self-employed. Under self-employed, we look at the freelancer, entrepreneurs, moonlighter, and those who participate in gig economy. When you talk about freelancer is someone who gets paid by doing his work, while an entrepreneur is a person that uses his money or other people's money to employ people to work for him. So that means he doesn't need to be there for the work to be done. He can earn money while sleeping. A moonlighter, or maybe, I know when I was in my early career, we call it a PP, personal project. That means you have your own primary work, but you do additional professional work to get additional income. While a gig economy job is a new, like basically you leverage on digital platform like an Uber driver. I know in Kano that there is this Mira Ride and some other applications that use Keke Napep to provide transportation services. And also we have people that work with like Jumia and so on. That means you contribute as part of the employment, like Uber. The Uber company doesn't own the car. You own your own car and you participate, and you can have your own primary job and just use the Uber driving as an additional income to you. So in developed countries, millennials like you prefer self-employment over 9-to-5 employment, because self-employment has lots of attraction. It has a flexi working hours. You don't need to wake up every day by 8 a.m. doing routine things from 9 to 5. And averagely, a self-employed person and 45% higher than traditional employer. And as you earn, you are earning a market share in that sector, not salary or wages. That means as the market segment grow, your business grow as well. And it presents enormous growth opportunity. But the reality, of course, isn't quite rosy in this part of the world. There are challenges, but government is creating an enabling environment for you to thrive in that sector of self-employment. In 2016, President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, launched Economic Recovery and Growth Plan with 3 broad objectives. Firstly, to restore growth. Secondly, to build globally competitive economy. And thirdly, to accelerate inclusive growth by investing in our people. And ICT was identified as a key enabler, that's technology. What it means, when you said investing in our own people, you are driving knowledge-based economy. That means you need to be educated to get a knowledge, and the initiative identify ICT technology as an enabler so that you can use this technology to excel as well. So the initiative has recorded unprecedented achievement by making ICT a major contributor to our GDP. In 2019, ICT contributed 13% to our GDP, which was higher than oil and gas contribution in the same year. Then at NITDA, we have been executing a strategic roadmap targeted at transforming IT sector. The roadmap has 7 pillars. Firstly, regulation. Secondly, capacity building. Thirdly, digital job creation. Fourthly, government digital services. Fifthly, local content. And number 6 is digital inclusion. And lastly is on cybersecurity. So all these are to help you use your education and technology to create employment for yourself and others around you. And they are all youth-centric, these pillars, because you are digitally native. When you talk about anything digital or ICT, is youth-centric. That means we are doing all this for you. And our regulation is not to stifle innovation, but to unlock new opportunities and create decent jobs for you. For example, in 2019, we issued NDPR, Nigeria Data Protection Regulation, which has created new industry and sexy job roles such as data architect, data analyst, and so on. And it has provided a huge opportunity for the sector in general, which has created over 2,000 jobs so far. And the sector or the market segment is valued as more than 2 billion naira. And also now we are working on business process outsource, which is also youth-centric, which that can allow you to work for an American company or anywhere in the world while living in Nigeria. Because Nigeria, we have a competitive advantage to get value from this market segment. So we are targeting youths whereby you can work within your own time. It has a flexi working time that you can provide your own services companies abroad. And also we have a program around digital job creation, whereby we do a lot of targeted program like Startup Clinic, Innovation Challenge, Entrepreneurship Program, and so on. All these are targeted to help youth with ideas, innovative ideas, to incubate their own ideas and take them to market, and also help them create an enabling environment. We also do a lot of capacity building on emerging technologies. Recently, during this lockdown, we conceptualized and executed a virtual learning environment called NITDA Academy, whereby you can learn emerging technologies and skills that you can use to earn while working from your home. Then to consolidate on the achievement, on 23rd October 2019, the president resignated our ministry from Ministry of Communications to the Ministry of Communications and Digital Economy. This action was a game changer and has put Nigeria in a global map of digitally competitive nation. And it opens more doors for you, the youths, the digitally native citizens to participate in the digital economy. 2019 ended in a pretty solid shape and digital economy was emerging. Unexpectedly, COVID-19 hit and turned things upside down. The pandemic has been a monumental disaster globally, Nigeria inclusive. We were confronted with a crisis like no other, a dual crisis, health and economic, that hit SME and big corporation disproportionately, but made IDE, that leverage on digital economy, more profound. We all know that people lost a lot of money during this crisis. For example, the richest African man lost almost half of his worth in terms of dollar, because before the crisis, he worth more than 20 billion US dollars, but now he worth less than 10 billion US dollars. While people using IDE means innovation-driven enterprises like Google, like Apple, like Facebook, like Amazon, they were making a huge amount of money. It was reported that from the mid-March to early June, these IDE companies made around 565 billion US dollars. One person among them, the co-founder of Amazon, Jeff Bezos alone, he made about 36.2 billion US dollars, which is far more than the richest person in Africa net worth. So that's the power of IDE, and that's the power of digital economy. And that's the kind of foundation the government is trying to lay in the country. And all this is targeted, is for you, the youth. They are all youth-centric because you are digital native. The global impact of the COVID-19 pandemic has been devastating to all economies of the world. Nigeria is not an exception. As of March 2018, 2020, the pandemic has caused more than 1.6 billion children and youth to be out of school in 161 countries. So all this, what I'm trying to say is we need to look at it, the education we are getting, the technology, and the employment. How can we use our education and use technology to get employment? And if you look at our population, or maybe the kind of situation we find ourselves after this pandemic, because some industries, some businesses, they are not going to recover from this shock. Some will naturally die and new businesses will come up. So we need to look at how can we start our own business instead of waiting for government jobs or for big corporation to give you job, because most of the big operations now, they are in crisis. So they need to recover from that crisis before they start thinking of employing new people. So why not use this opportunity? Why not look beyond the crisis and look for hidden opportunities within the crisis and create job for yourself? And I think for me, that's the best way to go after the pandemic. And if you look at it from the world history, many big companies started during crisis. So you too, you can use this opportunity to start your own businesses. You can identify the silver lining within the crisis and create an opportunity for yourself. Apply your knowledge, convert your knowledge into a skills, and make job for yourself, create job for yourself instead of waiting for government to give you a job. I remember when I was serving with Ajab Textile Company as a fresh graduate, I had the theoretical knowledge of how to develop website and so on, but not the practical skills. So I used that time of my NYSC and turned my knowledge into a skill. I was able to develop the website for the company free of charge, and within few months, I was contacted by a company that they want me to develop something similar to what I did for that company for them. So that's the power of skills. If you have skills, you can earn extra money while you have your own primary work, as well as you can be an entrepreneur. Therefore, I urge you to use your knowledge, get an insight from this pandemic, and create employment. Thank you very much.
Sorry. Okay, I'm back on. Thank you, DG sir, for that educative and inspiring
it's like
talk.
you are muted.
Okay, I'm back on.
Ahmad, you need to unmute yourself.
Okay, I'm back up. I'm back on.
We can hear you, Ahmad.
Oh, okay, good. Thank you, DG sir, for that educative and inspiring talk. We'll now go
Ahmad,
into
I think you need to unmute yourself. I can't hear you. I don't know whether others can hear you.
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead, please.
We can hear you. Yeah,
hello?
Mr. DG sir, can you hear me,
can
sir?
Can anyone hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Mr. DG sir, I can also hear you, Mr. DG sir. I can hear you, sir. Okay, Mr. DG sir, if you can hear me, I'll go ahead. Thank you for the educative and inspiring talk. We'll now go into the Q&A proper. Some of our participants or the audience will also want to ask you a few questions. And for the participants, if you are listening to this, please use the chat feature on your control panel to send in your question. Our team will be on standby to filter through and forward the relevant questions to me. DG, sir, as a hub that is shaping lives and making impact in our society, we would like to ask you some questions as a leader and as a professional with regards to the challenges and opportunities created by the pandemic. I think the DG is off.
I think we lost him. We lost him.
We did.
Yes. So, okay, well, let's give him a minute or two. I'm sure he will reconnect anytime.
All right. The DG is back.
Okay, so we have him back.
Okay, now I can hear you.
Okay, thank you. So, DG, sir, thank you for the educative and inspiring talk that you gave earlier. We'll be moving into the Q&A proper now. Some of our audience and participants would like to ask you a few questions. So to the audience, if you are listening to this, please use the chat feature on your control panel to send in your questions. Our team will be on standby to filter through the relevant questions and forward it to me. DG, sir, as a hub that is shaping lives and making impact in our society, we would like to ask you some questions as a leader and as a professional with regards to the challenges and opportunities created by the pandemic. The first question, DG, sir, is what technology challenges do you think are going to be permanent in the post-COVID Nigeria?
I don't think there is any challenge that can be permanent. Whatever the challenge it is something we can overcome it. But the challenge we have now basically is on infrastructure, which the government and the private sectors are working together to deploy the necessary infrastructure.
Okay, infrastructure. Okay.
Yes.
So you mentioned some things about the gig economy, sir.
Yeah.
Yes. I want to know, do you think Nigeria is ready for the gig economy?
Yeah, it is ready because people are benefiting from the gig economy. I know many people that are using Uber. I know people setting up their own digital platform. I give example of Mira, which they are in Kano. They have a Mira Ride, I think. And also, I think there are two other ones trying to do something similar with Keke Napep. And also we are seeing Jumia, Konga, and many more are coming up.
Okay. So, but sir, with most of these technologies you mentioned are only accessible to the people in the city. IT is still a city thing, right? And as opined by many development experts, and there cannot be real development in the sector if the widening digital divide is not significantly reduced. So what are your thoughts on the ways to ensure digital inclusion, not just in urban areas, but also in the most remote area or in the rural areas?
Okay, that's how it is everywhere in the world. The business people invest where they can get profit. So they go to the urban areas. So governments needs to come up with interventions for the rural areas. Like at NITDA, we have digital inclusion as one of our strategic pillars where we provide IT infrastructure to underserved and unserved communities. We build community centers around the countries. We build IT hubs. We build training infrastructure. We provide digital job creation centers for communities and for schools. And also under the NCC, they have the universal basic fund. It's a fund, USPF, whereby they use to bridge the connectivity gap around the country. And also Galaxy Backbone also is doing a project NICTI whereby they install infrastructure, fiber optics infrastructure around the country. So we are there, we are on the right track, and within a year, our broadband coverage has increased by almost 7%. I think from around 32% to almost now 40-something percent. And the target, Mr. President launched the broadband plan on the 19th of March, and the target is to have broadband for all. The president has given directive that the ministry and NCC and all parastatals under the Ministry of Communications and Digital Economy to provide broadband connectivity to all Nigerians within 5 years.
That's interesting and also an indication of progress. Coming down, we've talked about a little bit of employment and SME. Coming down or back to education, sir, what do we need to do, or what do we need to put in place in order to build a nationwide e-learning infrastructure? As you can see, the pandemic has forced a lot of, almost everybody to adopt new ways of actually reaching out or teaching school students. So what do we think we need to do to put in place such an infrastructure, a nationwide infrastructure in Nigeria?
As a government, we have an MOU. NITDA has an MOU with TED Fund. And also TED Fund want to work with Ministry of Communications and Digital Economy to build infrastructure for higher institutions, whereby they can be able to provide virtual learning for students from home. Or even if we go back to school, you can be able to deliver lectures online so that students can go back and listen to it. So as a prototype at NITDA, we came up with the NITDA Virtual Academy, which was conceptualized during the lockdown. The idea was people were at home. So let us provide something for them to keep them to spend their time meaningfully. So we created the NITDA Academy, is academy.nitda.gov.ng. And within short time, we have over 18,000 students now learning from that academy. And we have variety of courses. We have about 47 different courses you can learn from. So it is a journey, and the journey has started, and the pandemic is going to accelerate it, because I know like Nile University, within a week, they switched their sessions to virtual online sessions. And I know many more have done the same thing. Like in Abuja, most of even primary and nursery schools are providing virtual classes now.
Okay, that is interesting, Dr. DG, sir. So how do you think we can use technology in that case to prepare ourselves in case of a future pandemic? And what is NITDA doing in order to ensure that they were enforcing social distancing and safety practices in public spaces using technology?
Okay, firstly, NITDA is doing a lot of capacity building, because when you talk about technology knowledge, you need to know you need to have the knowledge to even embrace and understand the technology. So we are doing a lot of capacity building before and during the crisis. We have a training. Mr. President launched a Digital Nigeria training program on the 19th March. The training is to train all Nigeria. We need all Nigerians to be digital literate so that they can benefit from digital economy. So we have different kind of trainings. We have training for people living with disabilities. We have ICT training for women. We have for children, which we do a lot of summer program for them when they were on vacation. And also we have trainings for artisans. We have training for government, civil servants, and we have even for CEOs, different varieties of trainings. And we are building capacity training centers around the country whereby you can learn from rural areas. They can have access to this training. And now we are coming up with different online trainings. In addition to that, we also have a program. We are building innovation parks, skills acquisition centers, and IT hubs. All this is to help our innovative people use these facilities to convert their ideas into a product or service. And we also, like, even during this lockdown, we had innovation challenge whereby we call for people with innovative ideas that can help us contain the virus or cushion the economic impact to participate. So we had more than 2,000 applications whereby 5 were selected and pitched at the demo day. Everything was done virtually, and now we are incubating them. We are helping them to develop a prototype and install that prototype in different places so that they can test it and help them to go to the market. Because the idea is not just about giving them prices, but hand holding them. Because sometimes you see people with good ideas, but they lack in terms of business or entrepreneurial skills. They need to turn that idea into a product. So we have a scheme. We developed a scheme recently, which is open for all. You can all register at innovationportal.nitda.gov.ng. You can register your own startups, whereby the idea is, if you have an idea, we can help you, connect you with an IT hub that incubate ideas to help you accelerate your idea, to mentor you, train you, and help you understand the business aspect and have the required soft skills to pitch and sell your product. So we will send people to those IT hubs, we will give them stipend, and we will pay the IT hubs for training them. Then after they graduate, then they work for the IT hubs for a certain period, whereby we will pay them salary as well. At the end, we want the IT hubs to graduate them as an entrepreneur or as an entrepreneur, basically, not freelance, not a freelancer, because we want them to create jobs, not be seeking for jobs. So we also, before then, we do like Startup Clinic and Startup Friday, which is all to help people incubate their own ideas into product.
Okay, thank you, Mr. DG, sir. You talked about the government building infrastructure to combat any of the post-COVID challenges that we may face. And you talked about some of the various programs the federal government is doing in partnership with NITDA, including the digital inclusion programs that you have, the project you're working with Galaxy Backbone to provide broadband coverage, and the NITDA Online Academy, with all the other project that you are doing in the areas of SME, working with startup hubs and creating a platform for tech entrepreneurs to actually create value and add value innovation. But coming back to some of the, as a hub in Kano, for example, we know that the South, especially Lagos, seem to be a little bit ahead of all the other states in the terms of IT development. How does the northern part of Nigeria catch up or begin to catch up to this particular?
Okay, we are working with MIT now. They have a program they call MIT Regional Entrepreneurship Acceleration Program. The program is designed to accelerate a region or to help a region craft a strategy by identifying its innovation capacity and entrepreneurship capacity, and accelerate those entrepreneurship capacity in general and create jobs. So the program has a framework which is centered around creating an ecosystem. The idea is we are working with the MIT now to develop for Abuja. If it works well, then we'll replicate it in other parts of the country. So we have identified 5 key stakeholders we are working with, and each one has a defined role to play. Government is number one. Government is an enabler, is to provide the enabling environment and also maybe help in terms of infrastructure. Then universities. Universities produce the graduate or the human capital that need to create that innovative ideas or to be entrepreneurs. Then they also provide the working resource for corporate. One of the challenges we are having is there is a gap between a graduate and the required skills needed within the industry. So mostly, we find it difficult coming out as a fresh graduate with theoretical knowledge to fit into the industry and work perfectly without having more training and getting more skills you need. So by bringing them on board, the university will understand what the corporates want. While the corporates, they are the engine room, or they provide the employment for this graduate. They are also a key stakeholders that can understand or can communicate to the universities the kind of skills they want. Then we have entrepreneurs. Entrepreneur can be a student or can be a graduate who has an idea, but he also needs a university maybe for more research, or maybe he needs a corporate for him to even test his idea or his product. The risk capitals. The risk capitals are to provide funding, because one of our challenge now is like everybody wants government to give him a fund, which is not scalable. But if you have risk capitals, you have angel investors that can invest, that you can see value in your own idea, and they can help you to turn your idea into a product. It will be easier than just collecting grant from government, because most of our young innovators, what they are lacking is mentorship. They have the ideas, they have the skills, but they don't know, or they don't have the soft skills to sell those ideas or to turn those ideas into a working product or service. So with all this in board, what we are trying to do after finishing with Abuja, we'll replicate it in different regions. We will identify each region. It can be a region or a city, whereby you can identify the capacity of all the competitive advantage in that area, build on it and help them to upskill. Like also in NITDA, we have an initiative on agriculture now, which is targeting mostly rural areas and state from north. How can you use digital platform to create an agri-value ecosystem, an agri-value chain from maybe the farm to the market, and also give the farmers access to financial services, access to data and collaboration between themselves so that they can exchange ideas. So we are doing all this now on the regional part. And also, like, we are about to commission our regional office in Kano, the Northwest regional office, just before the pandemic. The office is equipped with set of training facility. And also we are targeting on how to even convert some of our training or to translate them into Hausa language so that we can help our citizens that didn't go to school at all. I have a friend in Kano who normally translate all this knowledge into Hausa. Sometimes he carries Almajri from the schools without going to primary one, train them on how to do some installation like CCTV installation and so on. And you will find they are doing fantastically good. Some of them, they are even doing better than graduates. So it is all these are skills, and some of them, the challenge is language gap. If you can translate it into the language they can easily understand, you can create a job for them, and they can also participate in this digital economy. Thank you.
Thank you, DG sir. I also come from a technology background, and having founded two companies, one in fintech and the other in a creative digital agency. So I could actually relate to some of the things that you mentioned. So as a time I operated a hub, and I understand that some of these things, some of the people we have need, the most important thing they need is mentorship, right? And then you mentioned that you are already doing, you're already launching a physical office here in Kano, which is a very, very commendable achievement. But with Mr. Gigi sir, what advices will you give young people right now? Because right now, a lot of young people do not know exactly what the future faces for them. So what advice will you give them in dealing with the present pandemic?
My advice to youth is they need to, mostly when I can say we are no more in crisis now, we are trying to recover from the crisis, because when you are in a crisis, the first thing you need is you need a secure base. People will become confused on what to do. But government has demonstrated that when we were in crisis, government came out, they demonstrated the leadership that government can provide a secure-based leadership for us. Government came up with different interventions, different fundings, like the COVID-19 funding. CBN came up with a different schemes for SMEs, because governments understand that SMEs are one of the badly hit sector in this industry. And SMEs contributed more than 50% of our economy. Because if you look at the working force and the SMEs, mostly people do a lot of engage in a lot of informal activities than the formal activities. So government has provided this, so now it's for our youth to use it in a right place. And also, as a youth, you need to know what you want first, because that what will help you to give you a direction of where to go. You need to observe the situation, you need to orient yourself, you need to decide, then you need to act. I can remember there is this decision-making framework which I always use. It's called UDA law. UDA means observe, orient, decide, and act. The decision process was developed by John Boyd. It happened during and after the Korean War. John Boyd won every single air-to-air combat he fought. He's a pilot, he's a fighter pilot. So Pentagon called him to explain his tactics. Why is it he won every combat, and he can start sometimes from a position of disadvantage. Within 40 seconds, he maneuver and defeat his opponent. So he articulated this decision-making process. In every situation you find yourself, firstly, you need to observe the environment. You need to orient yourself. That means you need to be flexible. You need to be agile. Don't say, this is how I do things, I'm not going to change it. No. Always observe what is happening, orient yourself, then decide on what to do, act, then look at it again and do it again. So when this pandemic hits, a lot of things changed. Because I remember in the first week, some people were saying maybe this is the end of the world. Because this is the first time the world was shut down. So people were confused because they don't know what to do. So, but like at NITDA, the first thing we did, we look at the situation. We were forced to stay at home. Are we going to stop working? No, we need to create a sense of stability. So within that week, we started using virtual infrastructure, management meeting, and so on. And we even called for public engagement. We set up a committee in the first week of the lockdown, the Tech for COVID committee, that helped us identify the challenges on how to cushion the economic impact in the IT sector. So what I'm trying to say now, as a youth, the first thing you need to do if you don't have a job or if you are in a labor market, you need to look at the situation now. Government is not going to employ this year. A lot of companies are not going to employ. Are you going to stay at home doing nothing? No, you need to find something for yourself. So you need to look at the situation. What can you do? There are so many things you can do. So many industries are coming up now, like disinfection industry is coming up now. Before now, nobody knows or bother about hand sanitizers, face mask, disinfector. It's a big industry now, ventilator and so on. So always you can look at what you can do, get the necessary skills you need. Most of you went schools, you have the education. It's just about turning your education, you have the knowledge. I mean, it's just about turning your knowledge into skills, and technology is available. The kind of technology we have now are easy to use. Most of them are click, next. You don't even need someone to teach you. You can learn online and you can come up with something for yourself. So my message is, don't wait for government to give you work. Create work for yourself. That's the future. Everybody now behaving like a startup. So start up with everybody. Even the bigger organization now are behaving like startups because they are looking at how can we start this, how can we start that. Things are shut down. So you can start with them, you can grow even faster than them. So thank you.
Thank you, Dr. G, sir. So just the last question from the hub is, would like to know some of the typical challenges that you faced as a northerner who is becoming a professional, an IT professional. So I'd like to know a few of the challenges you faced and how you overcame those challenges.
Well, I think the first one is our environment. I remember like most of maybe you or I don't know, maybe most of the people that grow in a rural area. I was born and bred in Hadija. I started my career going to Islamia, where we speak only Hausa and Arabic. I finished my primary school, then I joined secondary school, which is also, we call them, is like Arabic version of it. Like what I'm trying to say, I started my proper these schools in around JSS3, where they teach in English. From JSS2 to from my primary 1 to JSS2, mostly we learn in Hausa and Arabic. So I was wondering if I finish that way, maybe I end up being in Jigawa for all my life. Therefore, I started thinking, what do I need to be out of Jigawa, maybe to work somewhere? Because at that time I was thinking of working in Kano, not even Abuja. So I told my dad, I think it's better for me to switch to normal conventional schools than this Islamia system. My dad graciously agreed because most of my senior distant, they all went for normal school. It was from me down, or the women from my family. Most of the women and from me down that went Islamia. So my dad agreed, I switched to normal conventional education. So it wasn't easy for me to even catch up, to understand the language, talk less of understanding other subjects. So I was lucky, I was good in mathematics. That helped me a lot. Then when I was in secondary school, I was thinking to become a doctor or maybe to go to NDA, because that time military were ruling. So everybody in my secondary school was wishing to join NDA. So, but God has his own plan. I found myself in ATB. So that was very formative in my career. My Bauchi life, that's changed a lot in my career. And also the people I met there helped me a lot. Like my minister, the Honorable Minister of Communications and Technology, I met him in Bauchi. He was our imam then. I used to go and carry his bag from his hostel. He was student, I was student. But because of the background I have, we respect people that they are elderly people and also people with Islamic knowledge. So he was older than us, and also he has the Islamic knowledge because he was our imam and he used to preach us and do Simon Jumat prayer for us. So that mentoring I got from him also changed a lot of my perspective about life and also to grow my career. Because I remember the first day we met, I was keeping bad companies, and he called me, said, "What you are doing is not good. You are here to study, so you need to be serious. And always before you do anything, look at two things. Firstly, is it what you are doing, is it related to the reason God created you? Secondly, is it the reason you are here in Bauchi?" So that changed my thought about life. And I always use this before I take decision. Whatever I do, I ask myself, will it help me in my dunya or in my hereafter, in this world or in the hereafter? If it won't, I won't do it. Then secondly, I will ask myself, is it relevant to the position or the work I do? If it is not, I won't do it. So since then, it helped me a lot in my career. And also, I'm a kind of person that whatever I do, I put my best in it. I always do what is going to benefit me in this world or in hereafter. That's why I didn't spend time doing like things that they are not relevant to my career. So when I started my career as a field network engineer with Galaxy Backbone, then Galaxy was or is still a Huawei shop, a lot of Huawei equipment. And we were providing managed services for some of our clients. One of the clients has a Cisco device. I was assigned to support the clients on the process. I found out this problem is not with the Huawei devices, but with a Cisco device in that client's place. But I was forced that I have to resolve that problem because we have an SLA with the client and also is an influential client. On trying to resolve that issue, the network was messed up and there was almost 2 hours outage, and I was nearly fired from Galaxy Backbone. Then I challenged myself, why can't I go and learn this Cisco? What is so special about Cisco? I trained myself. I think at that time I spent almost 3 million naira to train myself to earn a CCIE. When I was spending the money, so some of my colleagues were laughing at me, spending my money to work for company. So, but I always remember what our pioneer MD used to tell us that time. See yourself working in this organization, not working for this organization. If you see yourself working in an organization, that means the organization is providing environment for you to thrive and excel in your career. But if you see yourself working for that environment, for that organization, means that you start thinking, this is not my work. I should not do this. I should not train myself to work for this organization. If the organization wants me to do that work, the organization should train me. So I used that to train myself immediately after I got the certification. The company refunded back my money and I got jobs somewhere. And the company was begging me to stay back. While those laughing at me, some of them, they are still in the company, and some got promotion only 1 or 2 times for almost 10 years now, or maybe 14 years. So it was a challenge for me also because mostly as Northerner, we don't normally train ourselves. You will see someone, his family has money, the family want him to go and study, they will pay for school fees, this and that. But the person will end up wasting his time. While you see from the other part of the country, a woman selling akara, sponsoring her children to go and study. So it was a challenge for me to balance the mindset, to change my mindset from being a co-Northerner that sees training as a waste of time, or maybe, because I remember even when I was in university, some of my friends was saying that if you graduate with first class or 2-1, you end up being a lecturer. I know someone that because of that, he graduated with 3rd class. Until today, he is not happy with that because he had several opportunities. When he go there, they will taunt him because of 3rd class. So it is just that anything that was doing, it was doing well. So that also helped change my mentality and my mindset about career progression. And also I had doing routine things. I always like moving from one place to another. Even when I was with Galaxy Backbone, I held almost 5 different job roles because I'm a kind of person that I don't like routine things. You will never progress in your career if you do routine things because it will go to a point whereby the place you work see no value in you at all. And always it is better you leave a place while they see value in you than waiting to retire in that place. So as time, I have to switch my career while at Galaxy from code techie person to a solution design because techie person, you manage technology, you deals with technology. The mindset is entirely different. We do all what we do as a techie people to provide service for the business. But in most cases, we look at the business like they don't know what they are doing, while the reverse is the case. As an IT person, you are providing an enabling service for the business, not telling the business, this is the way you do your things. That means the IT needs to align with the business, not the business aligning with the IT. So when I can remember that time, we will go maybe supporting people, maybe just to support someone to restore his network connectivity. If his keyboard stops working, he will say because he touched his computer, that's why the keyboard stops working. So I start saying it's better for me to change, to switch from business or from core technical to maybe a business person or a bridge between business and technology. That's when I switch to solution design. So,
Mr. DG, sir, we are approaching our stoppage time. I would like to take the last question from the audience. So we have a question from Anas Yazid, and the question goes that Informatics Kazaure was once successful, producing the likes of Nasser Mama. What do you think worked well with informatics back then, and what lessons can we draw?
I know when Kazaure Informatics started, it was a place whereby people from all parts of this country go there to learn IT. So I think for me, two things. Firstly, that time it was the best, and it was among the first to start that ICT knowledge, to start these ICT trainings. Then secondly, management, because the informatics Kazaure of those days is not the same of informatics Kazaure of today. So the leadership of the institutions also need to catch up with what is happening in the world. So they need to be more, they need to be forward thinking, looking at what is happening in the other part of the world, even in Nigeria, and also focus more on skills, because I know even at that time, most of people that attended the institution, they don't bother going to universities, and they have the requisite skills to excel and thrive in the sector. So, but now I don't think it's the same thing. So maybe the leadership of the institution, they need to do more about it. I remember they came to me sometimes ago. We are trying to see how we can help them. So, but also for you to help someone, the person needs to be clear on the area of intervention he needs from you.
All right, thank you, Mr. DG, sir, for answering all the questions put forward today. We really enjoyed listening to you and learning from your experience. Today's session is almost coming to an end, and I would like to invite the former curator of the hub, Mr. Mahmoud Salisu, to give us a vote of thanks.
Thank you very much. The best and the beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or even touched, so they say. They must be felt by our hearts. So thank you is one of such prayers among them. Because of this, I consider this a great privilege to propose a vote of thanks to all the stakeholders who have witnessed this as a memorable and successful event. Today, my words are not enough to express the gratitude. So on behalf of the Global Shapers community, Kano Hub, I would like to thank our guest of honor, Malam Kashifu Inwa, the Director General, National Information Technology Development Agency, who graced us with his thought-provoking address, which was perfectly delivered for this Meet the Leader session. I would like to thank our beloved founding curator who is here, Malam Sali Utankoya Kasei, who is the SA Media and Communication to the Executive Governor of Kano State, for gracing the occasion. And so we thank you for being with us today. My heartfelt thanks goes to the curatorship of the Global Shapers Community Kano Hub, which includes the outgoing curator, Ahmad Galadima, our current curator, the lovely Dr. Rukaya Nasser, and the incoming curator, Engineer Murtala Baba, for your support, your guidance, your leadership, and motivation. We are very proud of you, and we thank you for making this function a success. An event of this dimension can't happen overnight. The wheels started rolling weeks in advance. We've been fortunate enough to be backed by a team of very motivational and dedicated shapers, the Meet the Leader Committee, the volunteers, and the representative from NITDA. I cannot thank everyone enough for their involvement they have shown and the willingness they have expressed to take on the completion of the task beyond their comfort zones. last but not the least, I thank all our guests for showing their interest in this productive and highly enriching learning event. Once again, thank you very much to all who assembled here.
And that will conclude today's Meet the Leader session. Thank you, Director General Sir, Malakash Inua, for your expertise. And thank you, everyone else, for joining us today. We wish you God's blessings and guidance.
Yeah, thank you. It is my pleasure.
Are we off?